This is the first year here without Stan. For me, it'll never be the same, and I'm sure for a lot of you will equally share that feeling. Right before he passed, and before he got ill, he asked me to promise him that I would continue to come to San Diego Comic-Con to make sure that his presence was still here and his fans were still here. And I know somewhere he's thinking about you and he knows that you're thinking about him. So I just want to mention a few words about my relationship with Stan. And 17 years I'm trying to put into 5-6 minutes. Once we arrived at the convention, it was like spending 4 days with a rock star. He was on the move from the moment he stepped foot in the convention until we left Sunday night. It was like watching a surgeon delicately slicing his way through the throngs of adoring fans to attend the next event and enjoying every moment of it. He walked fast. It was comical to see his entourage trying to keep pace with his long strides and super speed, despite his security's protests. He maintained this pace, including attending several parties at night. Often he was the last one to leave. Around 7 o'clock, we would always try to have a quiet dinner. It never worked. The last dinner we had at a local restaurant, by the time that the menus came, there were 10 shots of liquor, 3 bottles of wine, a dozen or so beers at the table. Stan was not a drinker, but he participated that night in like 50 toasts to and from the patrons and fans that came in from the streets and were at the restaurant. His only real complaint was that everyone now has a cell phone camera. So besides just shaking hands and signing autographs, he now had to stop and pose for pictures or selfies. It took more of his time, but he never wanted to disappoint any of his fans. By the way, he also really did like being photographed. Upon leaving for home every year, the first thing he would say when we got in the car was, "Never again." That lasted until we reached the freeway, and then it was, "What's the plan for next year?" "Hey, you think if I wear a mask, maybe I won't be recognized?" "Stan, you'd always be recognized." About 20 years post-Marvel, Stan asked myself, my wife Claudia, to lunch with him and his wife Joan. He was in his mid-70s, and he was really, really depressed, the only time I ever saw that. "I don't know what to do. I work all my life. I can't retire. I never play golf. I don't like tennis. I don't enjoy taking vacations. All I know is and love and know what to do is to write. So I just said, keep writing, Stan. Create new stories, new characters, new universes for yourself, your fans, and for future generations." His famous smile and that twinkle in his eye returned, and the depression was gone, and I never saw it again. He asked me would I form a new company where he could spend his days working with writers and artists and creators who both admired and respected. It didn't take me long to say yes. In that instant, he came up with the name POW with an exclamation mark that stands for Purveyors of Wonder. But there was also some caveats. One, that I would help him in the creative process. That was easy. And two, if he passed, I would remain with the company as the keeper of his legacy along with his team at POW. Here I am. We often discussed his legacy. He said, I have a lot of keys of cities, a lot of awards. I don't want a statue or a stamp. Well, maybe a statue would be nice. I would like to be remembered as a writer, a good storyteller, a decent human being, and that I was adorable as well. 20 years later, through some good times and some difficult times, I am still here. Dedicated to keeping my promise to protect and extend Stan's legacy. So one of the things we're starting with is finally giving him that statue. The world-famous Madame Tussauds Wax Museum is creating a brand new Stanley figure. He is it's very early look at the sculpt. The Stanley figure will officially debut in late 2019, early 2020 at either the London and New York locations. Stan, it's a statue.